Well, do you want a leader?
I think so, maybe.
Well, because I feel like you can't have the best of both worlds. Like if you want a guy who's a leader, in other words, a guy who takes initiative, because a lot of women will say, I want a guy who has a plan, who knows what he's doing. You know, for example, for a first date, a lot of girls, and I'll see this on dating apps, they say, I don't want a guy who asks me what I want to do. They were like, meet here, this time, this place, be ready then, like all that stuff, right? So you don't want that?
Personally, no.
Yeah, same.
Well, I feel like most college relationships are typically like, come over. There's not like...
No substance.
There's not... I mean, I could be wrong, but everyone's different. But the big thing is that men want peace. And
okay.
You disagree with that?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't.
It's fine if you do. Just you laughed, so I...
No. Yeah.
It's okay if you disagree.
Well,
I'm not going to be upset.
because who doesn't want peace in their relationship? You want to be safe
peace.
and you want to feel loved by that person, and like if you're like always fighting, then like why be with that person?
But I mean, is that a common trope? Typically men don't nag women, for example. You don't often hear men nagging women.
My ex, he would always fucking nag all the time.
Don't slam on the table.
Sorry, but
and
yes,
I
men do nag.
I want to give, and I feel like my previous comment, I do want to kind of give you some credit. When I say you're combative, I mean, obviously you've been invited on a podcast to debate these issues. So, you know, obviously the way that you or anyone else on the panel conducts themselves in this specific environment is going to be to some degree different than how they conduct
Alvin
themselves with a
Sam
partner.
$49
Thank you, Alvin, man. Thank you. Shoot me a DM.
Nanny, you can't expect to be with a high-value man without him enforcing his standards. He will put you to work if you want him to provide. HVMs do not have tolerance for your incompetence. You struggle to answer very basic, fundamental questions.
So, yeah, I mean, by the way, Alvin, thank you, man. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, whatever. So, obviously, the way that someone is going to engage when intentionally invited on a debate format like this is going to be different than how one conducts themselves with a romantic partner, for example. Like, the way I'm discussing these topics with you is not particularly how I would, for example, conduct myself when I'm with a partner, for example, or with a girl I'm dating. Frankly, these sort of topics are the last things that I want to talk about with a romantic partner. But but I do sort of get the impression that, and perhaps it's in some ways it's good. I think being disagreeable, for example, if you want to be successful in business, that's a trait that you need to gather. However, I think when it comes to relationships, it's not something that men want or look for, because the biggest thing that you can bring a guy, the biggest thing, don't forget looks, is if you can bring him peace. That is the biggest thing. Because, like, for example, a guy who's really, let's say he's very successful. He's going out into the world and it's a struggle. Business is fucking hard. And if he makes a lot of money, and maybe some of you girls here don't really care about that, maybe at some point you will, especially if you want children, finances are going to become a much bigger factor for you as you get a bit older. But we're already combating with the world, going out there fighting in the business world, in the corporate world. The last thing we want to do is like have to come and contend with our partner. We want our partner to be our peace. So some people may disagree on that. Some people may agree, but I think that's the biggest thing that a girl can bring to a relationship is peace.